Here we go.
Is like gravity. All it takes is a little push.
What's up, guys? How you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Glad you stopped by. And if you're brand new, welcome. Grab a seat, stay a while, but do me a couple favors first. Go down and hit that subscribe button, then go next door, ring that bell, make sure it says all so you know when the next video pops up. Hit that like button. Before you head out, drop a comment. And if you're of the over 700 regulars here, welcome back for another round. I ask that you also hit that like button. And before you leave, drop a comment. As we know, YouTube does love those comments. And of course, share the video out on all social media. Instagram, X socials down below in the description. Also, check out the link to that Joker Voice merch store. Got some pretty cool stuff there, just saying. Okay, so as we know, this is going to be a very busy weekend for the world of professional wrestling, but it's also a big weekend for moviegoers as well, as it seems that July seems to be the big month of big releases this year. We just had the Jurassic World Rebirth released, and this weekend is no different, as we have the first release of the newly formed DC Studios, and that is James Gunn's Superman. Now, I myself just got out of the theater, in case you hadn't noticed, took down some notes, and now I'm going to be giving you my honest review of Superman.
This is gonna be good.
So we're going to start with some story elements first and the basic plot of the film. I'm going to do my best to avoid spoilers, but if I can't, you've been warned. So, first off, this is not an origin story.
Can I get an amen?
We've seen it, we all know. Now, Superman in this film has revealed himself to the world 3 years previously. Now, he and Lex Luthor are already established as adversaries, as we are already knee-deep into Lex Luthor's plan to target and get rid of Superman. I'm saying the way this plan kind of worked itself out, a little backstory of previous incidents may have helped in setting this up. Now, Lois and Clark have been dating for about 3 months. She already knows that Clark is Superman, and it's a very standard new couple. How do they adjust getting to know each other? I mean, well, what can you do? You're dating Superman. Also, in the opening scene from the Fortress of Solitude, where Superman is healing, he plays a message from his Kryptonian parents about him coming to Earth. Now, this is supposed to be giving him some solace, some peace, but as a child, when he came to Earth, half the message was damaged. Now, we find out in the second half of the film that his parents sent him to Earth to rule as a god, and basically to form a harem and populate the Earth with Kryptonian children. Now, it's his human parents, John and Martha Kent, who instill and reaffirm what Superman's core value is, which is protecting others. And in the end, Superman, with the assistance from the Justice Gang, thwart Luthor's plan to discredit Superman, gaining his own nation and becoming himself as a global power, restoring hope for the world that even if for a moment there are good people and good things worth fighting for. So I hope I didn't give out too much there. I'm trying to keep this as spoiler-free as possible. So let's look at the stuff I liked and some of the stuff that may be a little questionable that I really didn't like about this film.
Here we go. Here we go.
One thing I really enjoyed was the aesthetic of this film, the way that just the film felt. Instead of the drab, muted color tone from the Zack Snyder films, this film was bright. It was colorful, and it gave a much more positive feel throughout the movie. Now, I also loved the look of the Daily Planet, much more accurate to what I remember from just the hours of animation that I would watch. And speaking of animation, if you're old enough to remember the Super Friends, the Hall of Justice makes an appearance in this film. I also absolutely love the way the score would layer in the great John Williams original Superman theme from 1978. It is throughout the film. And just hearing that music, you can't help but feel your chest push out a little more, corners of your mouth come up. Absolutely wonderful.
Perfection.
As far as the casting goes, some people had some concerns, but I thought for the most part, everyone did a pretty damn good job. I mean, I was a little bit unsure about David Cornsweet in the title role because I didn't know any of his previous work. Well, I thought he played the role of Superman quite well as someone who has the ability to help others and is willing to do anything to save others. Now, his role as Clark Kent was very limited as far as the screen time it got. But, and like I said, he played the role pretty well as Clark Kent's already been established. So we didn't get the bumbling, clumsy Clark Kent that we saw in the original 1978 film. One casting that I was absolutely immediately excited about was Rachel Brosnahan as Lois Lane. I thought she absolutely nailed this role. The feisty, tenacious, very much as I remember from Margot Kidder from the movies, and as far as being depicted in animation as well. And I'm not going to lie, she's much better looking than Margot Kidder was. So she's probably the best on screen Lois Lane.
Oh my God. Yes.
Now, playing the role of Lex Luthor, we have Nicholas Hoult. Again, solid casting choice. And there are times when Lex feels absolutely diabolical. There were a few times where it just felt just a bit, I would say, off. But way better than what we got from Jesse Eisenberg from the Snyderverse. Now, as far as the other characters went, we had the Justice Gang, which was Green Lantern, Guy Gardner, Mr. Terrific, and Hawkgirl, with Mr. Terrific getting most of the screen time. And what I thought was a smart way to use these characters, which was really very sparingly. Oh, and one other thing, Nathan Fillion is far too old to be playing Guy Gardner.
I'm just saying.
We cannot forget Crypto, the Superdog. Comic relief. Sometimes it was a little bit overkill and went a little too far, but he's a good boy. I mean, he's a bit unruly, and we find out why, as he is actually not Superman's pet. He's the pet of Supergirl, who makes a cameo at the end, played by Millie Alcock. And what we saw, her depiction of the character, is giving us an idea of what's going to come in her upcoming film, which has a lot of comic book fans very concerned.
That is true.
So, all in all, I really enjoyed this film. I had a lot of fun watching this movie, and I would definitely recommend James Gunn's Superman. Out of 10, this is a solid 7. Now, to all of you talking heads out there in the YouTube space, and you know who you are, for all of you who just want to dump on this film, calling it woke, and it's all about politics.
Stop it. Just stop it.
I mean, as my friend Sammy Threepeat said, if you're going into this film with the mindset of a hammer, all you're going to be looking for are nails. Is it a perfect film? No. Is it going to be a box office success? I will tell. Did I come out of the theater with a smile on my face, a little lighter in my steps?
Absolutely.
Which, at the end of the day, is all I want from a Superman film. Hope. But these are just my thoughts on this film. I want to hear what you have to say down below in the comments. And thanks for checking out this review. I know this hasn't been what I've normally been doing, But don't worry, next week we go right back into the world of professional wrestling, and there will be a lot to talk about, especially 6 p.m. Pacific, right here on this channel. Me and the guys talking about Wednesday night is overbooked. But yeah, thanks for stopping by, folks. Again, quick reminder before you head out the door, hit that subscribe button, ring that bell. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like the video, hey, thanks for sticking around this long. I appreciate it. And we'll see you folks all very soon. Hope you had a great week. Have a wonderful weekend ahead of you. Always have fun. Keep talking. Keep smiling. Bumping away. And until next time, doodles.